Yo, what's up, everybody? It's Penbear 3005 or Myles here. And I think I said it in the last video that I can see the Celeste owie. So we're gonna figure that out. Hopefully, I still don't know how they move Hifumi big ass. Taka, I really don't give a fuck if he died. Whatever. Let's just get into it. Alright, let's get this. Oh my goodness.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Now then, to begin with...
We already know who did it!
Was that?
Was that?
It was Hiro. He does not have an alibi for when the murders took place, and we found him in that suit.
Okay.
Don't try and deny it! You killed them!
Okay.
I didn't! Someone knocked me out! I was asleep the whole time! I don't know anything about it!
Shut your murdering mouth, murderer!
She is one to talk, bruh.
Who are you calling a murderer?
I am sorry to say, Hiro, but we do have evidence.
See, see, that's why I don't trust Celeste, bruh. She is really pinning Hiro hard as fuck.
Blueprints for the suit. Parts we assume were used to build it. And all of it was found in your room. You have to admit, the evidence is quite compelling. It points to you as having created the suit and wearing it while committing crime after crime.
How many times do I have to tell you? I don't know, I don't know!
Is Hiro really the killer, or for anything else, we have to make that clear. Oh shit, oh fuck, I forgot about this. Fuck! Okay, let's go. I haven't done this in so long.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough that you are the culprit.
I don't know anything about that!
How do you,
Stop! It's not true! It's a conspiracy!
Hiro, why? Why did you kill them?
No! Just hold on a second!
Fuck me, bro. Compelling evidence that Hiro's the killer. Is that really true?
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough that you are
God damn it.
the culprit. Found in your room.
Fuck!
Shoot!
Damn it. Do it.
Everything we found in your room. The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof
No.
that you are
Fuck!
the culprit.
It's not true. It's
Man, damn!
Just suit parts.
Let's go!
no, it's wrong.
Bitch! That took me
You
too
sure
long.
Hiro really made those blueprints?
What do you mean?
Well, take a look at this. It's the note that Hiro wrote, asking everyone to meet up after Alter Ego disappeared. The handwriting's obviously different, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, he got some clean ass handwriting.
When you compare it to the blueprints.
There's no way you could think the same person made both of them.
Unless that person made it a point to disguise their handwriting.
Hiro was not that fucking smart.
No, the differences are bigger than that, I think.
Come on! I'm not smart enough to think of trying to change my handwriting anyway.
So Makoto, are you saying you don't think Hiro's the culprit?
No.
And he is not the only one. I think Hiro is innocent as well.
Okay, go ahead and take my spot, Taka. Take my light.
Then who was in that Robo-Justice suit?
I mean, it was fucking Hiro.
Is it like Hiro said? Was there really someone running around in a second suit?
The suspicious individual hidden within the suit. Go ahead, Makoto. Tell them who it was.
And of course he passes it off to me.
So? Who was in the Robo-Justice suit?
The suspicious individual in question, that would be Hiro.
I got it!
Pretty.
Other than Hiro, I can't think of anyone else it could have been. Obviously, he was the one in that particular suit, and we never found any kind of second suit.
Then there can be no doubt. Hiro is the prime suspect.
That doesn't make any sense. You just said Hiro didn't do it.
It makes perfect sense. Hiro was the suspicious individual in the suit, but he's not the culprit.
So what you're saying is...
Huh?
That's right. The culprit in this case has nothing to do with being in the Robo-Justice suit.
Okay, yeah. Glad he explained it. Because I kind of zoned out.
What? Now that's a bold assumption. And what reason do you have to make such a statement? You do have a reason, yes.
See? I don't trust this.
Of course. But before we get
Let me guess, you gonna pass it off to me?
there's something else we need to clarify first. So let's get that out of the way.
Hey, stop trying to boss us around.
All things have a proper order.
So what is it? What needs to be clarified?
We must clarify the method of transportation for Taka's lifeless body.
Man, fuck Taka. What about Hero's big ass? I mean, that's a hero. Fucking Hifumi big ass.
It would seem that his corpse was moved using certain particular items. Makoto, can you tell us what they
What I
were?
tell you? The things that were used to move Taka's body. That was the dolly.
I got it!
There's still one more thing. What, huh? Oh, oh yeah, the blue tart.
I got it!
Quick mouse.
They were a dolly and a tarp, right?
What's with that attitude? Was I wrong?
So, let's see if I can explain.
Oh, I was right. He was just being a dick.
Taka's body disappeared from the equipment room. And then we rediscovered it in the repository. And when we found it for the second time, it was wrapped in a blue tarp, right? It was the same tarp that up until then was stored in the equipment room. So the killer must have seen it there and decided to use it when they moved Taka's body. That way, they wouldn't leave any bloodstains while they were moving it.
Okay, that explains the tarp. And the dolly?
Same thing. I'm sure the dolly was in the equipment room when we first found Taka's body there. But when the body disappeared, so did the dolly.
Interesting.
Later, when Taka's body reappeared in the repository, so did the dolly.
In other words, you think they used the dolly to move the body. Am I right? But are you sure you are not mistaken?
Huh?
Are you absolutely positive the dolly was in the equipment room when we found Taka's body?
Yes.
That dolly was made specifically for moving large objects between the repository and the art room. It would be very strange indeed to discover it had made its way to the equipment room. Is it not possible that it was in the repository all along, and you simply didn't realize it?
That's a possibility, I guess.
She's raised an objection. How do you respond?
Ain't you supposed to be on my side? Bitch!
There is no shame in being wrong. Nobody expects much from you anymore.
Celeste, I'll smack the fuck out of you. Oh, I can't say that to a girl. I retract my statement, I'm sorry. But I will drop kick you. That's no better.
We have all accepted the fact that you rarely understand what is going on around you.
Bitch. Wow, I've never had anyone sound so nice while being so mean. But maybe I can change your mind. If I can just explain to them why the dolly must have been moved from the equipment room to the repository. A new element has been added to the bullet time battles. Would you like to hear more? Yes, I would. Alright, cool.
You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. You miserable wretch. I cannot agree. You are a fool. Do your worst. You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. You miserable wretch. I cannot agree. You are a fool. Do your worst.
God damn, I failed the fuck out of that. Damn, I failed the fuck out of that shit. Fuck.
I cannot.
Bro, this shit is kind of fucking hard. I'm not gonna lie. Bro, can I turn down the difficulty? This shit's kind of hard. I'm not gonna lie. Damn, bro, this shit is hard.
Fool. Do your worst. You have it wrong.
What?
I wrong.
I don't. Fuck! Yes. God damn it. How do I change the fuck? Can I change this goddamn? Let me get pissed off, bro.
Your worst. You have it wrong.
No! Fuck
Cannot
me!
agree. You are a fool. So pathetic. Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst.
Come on.
Miserable wretch.
Come on.
I cannot agree.
Come on.
Fool. Do your worst. You miserable wretch. You have it wrong. I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic.
God damn it.
Lies will get you nowhere. Do your worst. You miserable wretch. I cannot agree. You are a fool. Do your worst. I cannot agree. This should
Thank you! Fuck! Damn! That shit took too
If you're
fucking
asking
long,
for
bro.
proof that the dolly moved, I
If you're
have
asking
it
for
right
proof,
here.
that's the dolly. Damn!
When I found the dolly in the repository, there was a pool of blood in the equipment room with a tire mark in it that matched the dolly wheel's tread. The killer probably rolled the dolly through the blood on accident as they wheeled the body out of the room. And as the blood dried on the tire, they moved the body into the repository. So there's my proof that the dolly was used to move Taka's body.
Jeez, does Celeste really hate me that much? Yeah, I fucking hate her right now, bro.
Well, anyway, that was just something we had to get out of the way. Let's get back to the main subject.
Damn, I'm fucking
The
sweating.
subject of how Robo-Justice didn't do it. Because if it's not a killer robot, then
Fucking sweating, bro. That shit pissed me off.
what kind of robot is it?
I'm not sure that really matters.
I'd be happy to explain why the occupant of the suit couldn't possibly be the killer.
Let me guess.
If you look back on how the body was transported, it will become immediately obvious.
If I look at how the body was moved, it'll be clear why the person in the suit couldn't have done it. Why? What does he mean by that? Man, woo, boy! Alright, let's do this. I'm gonna shake that bitch off. That shit wasn't bad. Alright, cool.
As we know, Taka was killed in the equipment room. And from there, the body was moved to the repository, correct?
Yeah, the culprit wrapped the body in the tarp, then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off, right?
Now, keep in mind that the dolly doesn't have a handle.
Well, yeah, but even without a handle, all you'd have to do is bend over.
No, you can't. Huh?
Shoot!
I fucking died? Alright, I think I was on the right track though. As
we know, Taka was killed in the equipment
Might have been the
And
costume.
from there, the body was moved to the repository, correct?
Right.
Yeah, the culprit wrapped the body in the tarp, then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off.
Now, keep in mind that the dolly doesn't have...
Well, yeah, but even without a hand, all you'd have to do is bend over.
No, it's wrong!
Bitch!
You're absolutely right that you could push a dolly without a handle if you stoop down low. But if you were wearing that suit, do you think you could actually get into a position like that?
What do you mean?
Think back to what you said when we were all checking out the suit together. Remember?
I'm blind as a bat in here. Can't see my feet at all. I'm surprised you got anywhere in this thing. I'm telling you, it wasn't me. And not to mention, you're telling me you can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious. Oh, good. Fuck.
When you're in that suit, not only can you not see your feet, but you can't even bend at the waist. Am I right about that?
Quick math.
Now that you mention it, yeah.
It seems like it'd be awfully hard to push that dolly if you couldn't bend over.
Well, what's to stop you from simply pushing the dolly with your feet?
Yeah, it's your damn mind. You think somebody gonna push that shit with their foot?
When you can't even see your feet? You really think someone could kick the dolly all that way?
Yeah, that's
Yeah, it'd be totally impossible. Not that I can say for sure myself.
On top of that, if you were wearing such a rigid, cumbersome suit, it's very unlikely you would have the dexterity to go about wrapping the body in a tarp.
Thank you.
Well, I mean, isn't that just a matter of taking off the suit when you're ready to move the body?
No. There's absolutely no chance the costume. Yeah, because hold on a second. You can't take it off by yourself. You cannot take that shit off by yourself. I remember that because of the
Taking off
class.
the suit was an option. If you remember,
I'm sorry I talked over him. I don't know what's up with this thing. I can't actually get it off. A little help? Why would you make something that you can't take off by yourself? I didn't make the fucking thing. There's a clasp on the back that's keeping me from getting it off. It looks pretty sturdy. I don't think you can get it off on your own. If you don't really have a choice. Let's help.
That's true. It seems impossible to put the suit on or take it off without help.
Then, you really can't take it off by yourself? Hero wasn't just making it up?
Of course I wasn't making it up.
if he could have gotten it off by himself, I don't think he would have let us see him wearing it. Showing up in the suit was basically an invitation for everyone to suspect it.
Yeah, that's right.
So, it's really, really true that Robo Justice couldn't have moved the dolly?
Yes.
To be clear, whoever did move the body, it couldn't have been Hero in the robot suit, correct?
No, wait. Just a second, if you please. Have you forgotten about the picture that I took? You all got a good look at it, did you not? The image of Hifumi being dragged away by Robo Justice? If whoever was in that suit is not the culprit, how do you explain that?
The more she keep talking, the more I think it's Celeste, bro.
Besides, do you remember what the now deceased Hifumi said?
How did you get hurt? That guy hit me. What guy? Robo Justice, or that's what I decided to call him just now.
So long as those facts exist, the proper conclusion is beyond question. The individual inside the suit and the culprit are one and the same. It was Hero, without a doubt. Yeah, that's gotta be right.
No.
Hold on a second.
It's still far too early to reach that conclusion. Besides, there's no hurry to decide who did it. Before we rush to a verdict, shouldn't we explore every single possibility? Instead of seizing on one viewpoint, the truth is uncovered by analyzing things from every angle.
Perhaps, but where do we go from here?
Let's review this series of unfortunate events from the beginning. Maybe we'll uncover something new.
What a pain in the ass!
I don't disagree, but our lives are on the line. If this is what it takes, we have to do it.
Facts.
Plus, maybe we'll get to find out where the heck Kyoko was when everything went down.
All right then, let's take another look back at what happened. I suppose we could start with this morning. 4 of us gathered together in the dining hall. Makoto, Hina, Kyoko, and myself.
Alright.
We waited there for quite a while, but nobody else showed up, so we went to look for everyone. That was around 8 a.m.
And as soon as we split up, Kyoko went missing.
Soon after that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room and quickly came to get Makoto and me.
It seems I was unconscious for about an hour after I was attacked by my mystery assailant. I know it was an hour because I remember being attacked a little after 7.
was when we saw Celeste's picture and discovered that her assailant had been wearing a strange costume. As it turns out, it was Robo-Justice.
Yep.
It also soon became clear that this same Robo-Justice had abducted Hifumi. We were soon joined in our search by Byakuya and Toko, and then went on to find Hifumi in the library. He was injured, so we took him to the nurse's office and resumed our search for the suspect. But not long after leaving the nurse's office...
What's wrong? I saw a shadow, something moving around the top of the stairs.
When Celeste told us that, we decided to split up and search the second floor. And soon after that...
You notice how nobody but Hifumi and Celeste saw Robo-Justice and nobody else? Like when he was trying to escape, they didn't see Robo-Justice until they found Hero. Kinda sus.
I saw someone moving around on the 3rd floor, and I yelled out to everyone as soon as I did.
I'm sus to Celeste, bro. Celeste, what's wrong? That was a rather intense scream for someone like you. I saw him, the strange costumed man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down into the hallway and disappeared.
And then...
Ugh, ah. Huh? What was that? That came from downstairs. It must have been Hifumi big ass. He in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back.
At that point, we decided to divide up into 2 groups. Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office, while Sakura, Byakuya, and Toko chased after the suspect. When we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi, dead. And that's when we heard the body discovery announcement. I left Celeste and Hina there and headed back to the 3rd floor, to let the others know what had happened.
Meanwhile, we had just discovered Taka's body in the equipment room. We must have found both bodies at almost exactly the same time, because we heard the same announcement not long after we discovered his body.
And that's when I told you guys about Hifumi. Then the 3 of us headed for the nurse's office. But right after we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who'd arrived after us. And she told us something very surprising.
Hifumi's body has disappeared.
We rushed back to the nurse's office and saw that she was right.
Then we remembered we'd left Toko passed out in the equipment room, so we hurried back again.
This can't be happening. Are we hallucinating all this or something?
But when we got there, we discovered that now Taka's body had also gone missing. Next thing we knew, we were searching the school for 2 missing dead bodies. And after some time...
Celeste informed us that she'd found the bodies, and we all headed to the repository, which is where we rediscovered the corpses.
That's a piece of
I
art.
think that about covers it.
I see. The whole thing sounds exceptionally complicated.
Yes.
It certainly seems to me that these are not a simple series of connected events.
And Hero could not pull that shit off. He is too damn dumb.
Okay, well, if that's true, then what?
Rather than a single series of events, I think we have to consider each murder a separate situation.
Huh?
And from there, we can uncover the contradictions surrounding all of them. Now then, let's get started, beginning with what happened to Taka.
The contradictions hidden in what happened to Taka. In order to uncover the truth of this case, I have to find out no matter what. I feel like we're about to do something. Yep. Please don't be that bulletproof shit no more. I can't. Ooh, man, that shit pissed me off. Alright. I bet it's gonna be broken wristwatch.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last
What makes you say that?
because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer 3, while Taka's death came from a swing of Justice Hammer 4.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
Okay. Alright. In order. Okay. Sometimes. Okay.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last
What makes you say that?
because of the numbering of the Justice.
It's true
Motherfucker.
that Hifumi was killed with Justice Hammer, while Taka's death.
See? So
Wow.
what's obvious Taka came after.
I forgot how to slow down and shit, bro.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in.
Huh?
Because of the numbering of the
Fuck.
Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi was killed, while Taka's death.
See? So it's obvious Taka came. Numbering of the Justice Hammers.
It's true that Hifumi.
Okay, maybe I have to take that.
See?
Alright, hold on.
Taka came after.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in.
Let's go!
No, that's wrong.
Yay.
Hold on. There's no reason to assume that the hammers were used in the same order as their numbers. If anything, that's just another way the killer tried to disguise their actions.
Sure.
So you're saying the culprit wanted us to think the hammers were used in order, but in reality, Taka was killed before Hifumi?
That's smart.
Okay then, let's see the proof.
Evidence that proves Taka was killed before Hifumi. I feel like there was something. Damn it, I was gonna put on some fucking chapstick. Fuck. I suck at Hangman. Is that wristwatch? I'm assuming that's wristwatch. Yeah. Damn! Oh, T, fuck. Give me an H. Look at that. That was fast as fuck.
Now I
That
understand.
was fast as fuck. That was fast as fuck.
I got it. Taka's wristwatch.
His silly watch.
See? Look. It broke with the hands pointing just past 6 o'clock.
It must have gotten broken when he was attacked by the killer. Because as of last night,
Hey you, how long are you gonna keep us waiting? Taka's irritated voice piercing the air as he stared pointingly at his wristwatch. It's almost 10 o'clock, you know that. Bedtime for all the little boys and girls.
so if it wasn't broken after 6 last night, then he must have been attacked around 6 this morning.
True.
And that would be his official time of death.
Facts.
But if that's true, then he was killed well before Hifumi.
And before Celeste was attacked this morning, which happened around 7.
That's right. Taka was killed before any of the other incidents took place.
Damn.
That simple fact slipped past all of us. We made the wrong assumption about the order of events, all because of those justice hammers.
That's exactly why the culprit wrote the numbers on each hammer and had them increase in size. That way, when we saw how they were used in each incident, we'd easily make that wrong assumption.
Now, if Taka was killed around 6, then everyone's alibis for his murder go out the window. Because when he was killed, we hadn't met up in the dining hall yet.
That may be true in the case of Taka's murder. But all of our alibis still hold true for Hifumi's death.
That's right. With him, at least, we're all safe.
Ah! Ah! Huh? What was that? that came from downstairs. It must have been Hifumi. He's in the nurse's office. I almost said Hifumi. You know. This is bad. Come on, we have to go back.
When we heard Hifumi screaming, we were all together. Except for Hiro and Kyoko. Then we all ran down to the nurse's office. And that's where we found his body.
That's totally true. We're all in the clear.
Oh, I know! They must have recorded him screaming on a tape or something, then played it later on!
If that's true, where's the tape?
I don't know.
Don't just go making stuff up.
Anyway, we all have rock-solid alibis for when we heard Hifumi scream. Since all of us were there together, clearly none of us could have killed him.
And it does not stop there. There was also the moment when we discovered his body had disappeared. When his body vanished from the nurse's office, Hina and I were in the bathroom together, while everyone else was in the equipment room, correct?
Yep.
And then there's the disappearance of Taka's body from the equipment room. At that time, we were all gathered together in the nurse's office because of Hifumi going missing.
There was a girl at my high school. Her skin was just like that, white as fuck.
Well, don't forget, I was passed out in the equipment room the whole time.
Wait, then what if Genocide Jill did it? She could have dragged Taka's body out of there right then!
Almost true.
Even if she could pull that off, there's no way she could have done the same with Hifumi's body.
Got that fucking right.
Because, as we just established, she was passed out in the equipment room when his body disappeared.
Besides, I didn't do either of them anyway.
In other words, it is impossible that any of us could have killed Hifumi or moved either of their bodies. On the other hand, Hiro and Kyoko had disappeared, so they most certainly could have done those things.
So what now, Kyoko?
For now, we can't get fixated on who did it, or we'll just keep going around in circles. So instead of who, I propose we start talking about how.
Okay, alright.
In particular, I think we need to figure out how Hifumi's body got moved.
That's true. We searched everywhere, but we couldn't figure out how to explain his body disappearing. And according to what Celeste said,
We could have been gone we could not have been gone for more than a minute or two though. So then the killer was able to get in and move Hifumi's body in that short amount of time? It would seem so.
his body apparently disappeared in the 1 minute her and Hina took their eyes off of it. But to carry that much weight from the first floor up to the third in that short amount of time?
Oh man, yeah! There's no way! It'd be impossible!
The only motherfucker that can do that is Sakura.
Well, what if I told you there was a way to make the impossible possible?
What? How?
If the dead body were to move itself.
What you on, Kyoko? Huh?
The dead body moved on its own?
No! Not another... No!
I'm having a Makoto moment.
I don't think it has anything to do with the occult. I think what she's implying is,
What's this upbeat music?
we thought Hifumi was dead, but perhaps in reality he was still alive.
Oh, okay.
He was alive?
Are you saying Hifumi wasn't carried out of the nurse's office, but simply walked out on his own?
That would explain a lot. That would explain a lot.
But I mean, we found his body. He was dead.
Perhaps he was simply playing dead.
That it isn't possible.
Then why isn't it? The idea that Hifumi was still alive. Is it really, really possible? Alright, we get back into this? Alright.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to signal someone else's discovery.
I just kind of took it on a
Are
whim.
you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
And you know that how?
Surely you heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found.
No, it's wrong.
Smart. Smart. Big
Was the
brain.
body discovery announcement that was made really intended for Hifumi?
Of course it was. The announcement played right after we discovered his body.
Maybe. But that was also the same time that Taka's body was found.
Oh.
That's right. It wasn't long after finding his body that we heard the announcement.
So there's a good chance we've made a mistake in there somewhere. I think we've confused whether the announcement was for Hifumi or Taka.
First of all, if two bodies had been found, there really should have been two announcements.
Right.
Maybe Monokuma simply got lazy and rolled them together into one.
That's a possibility.
What do you say, Monokuma? Any comment?
Well, it's a very sensitive issue, so I can't go into too much detail. But what I can say about the body discovery announcement is that it's only broadcast when 3 or more people find a dead body for the first time.
That didn't answer our question, man. We're asking if you're a lazy bum.
No, actually, that was plenty. Huh? He said it's only broadcast when a body is discovered for the first time, which means even if we find the same body again later, he won't make the announcement again.
Oh.
If that's true, then why was the announcement made again later on?
Huh? Later on?
Exactly. We heard the body discovery announcement twice.
Damn. The second body discovery announcement. The first time it played was when we found each body in the nurse's office and the equipment. And the second time was when, just after...
Shoot! I got it!
Yeah, that one.
We heard
Wow.
it the second time in the repository, when we rediscovered the two bodies.
Ding dong, bing bong. A body has been discovered. After a certain amount of time, which you may use however you like, the class trial will begin.
It didn't seem weird at the time, but it contradicts what Monokuma just told us, doesn't it?
Yep.
Exactly. If we were actually rediscovering both bodies, the announcement shouldn't have played.
Facts.
And in reality, when the two dead bodies were rediscovered, one of them was actually being discovered for the first time.
Damn.
So, when we found Hifumi the first time in the nurse's office, he wasn't actually dead yet.
Right.
Meaning, he wasn't actually found dead until we came upon him in the repository.
And that's just part of it. There's one other thing that leads me to believe he was still alive in the nurse's office.
Oh, I know! Because he was super good at playing dead! Bada bing, bada boom!
That is the worst logic I have ever heard. But honestly, I do not think there's anything that can prove he was still alive.
He came back to life.
Okay then, let's take another look at the events surrounding the discovery of his body. Then it should become clear whether he was really alive or not.
This whole thing is pointless.
See? Yeah. Yeah, Celeste, we might be smoking your pack or something. So. There has to be proof that shows Fumi was still alive. I have to find it and show it to everyone. Alright, let me set up. Make an argument. Alright, cool. Fumi's glasses, Dolly, or probably the Dolly.
Well, here's one thing we do know. The first time we found Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office. And then, while me and Celeste were in the bathroom, his body disappeared.
And the next time we saw his body, it was in the repository.
But when you compare his body before being moved and his body after being moved, other than the change in how it was positioned, there
Oh!
was no notable difference.
It was his glasses. Hold up. Can I get this? Woohoo! Let's go! I did that as fast as fuck.
In fact, there was one clear difference between Hifumi in the nurse's office and the repository. His glasses.
Yep.
That fact alone proves that he was only playing dead in the beginning.
Facts.
Perhaps you'd like to fill the rest of us in?
Don't need to.
When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood. But when we found him again later in the repository, they were spotless. And I found the item he used to wipe them clean in the nurse's office trash can.
Oh yeah, that glass cleaner thing. His was a lot more fancier than mine's though. Not gonna lie. Mine's just a little blue thing.
It was a glasses cleaning cloth featuring a certain cartoon mascot. One look at the bloodstain on the cloth should make things clear.
Y'all want to see mine? You do? Okay, alright. Cool.
This piece of cloth was used to wipe Hifumi's glasses clean. And the mascot on the cloth is the same one that's on the digital camera, right? And whose digital camera was it? Hifumi's, of course.
Yep.
The character was Princess Piggles from Demon Angel Pretty Pudgy Princess, I think.
Yeah, for somebody to remember that clearly. Yeah.
I highly doubt anyone but Hifumi would have brought something like this to school.
I see your point. And the only people here who wear glasses are...
I wouldn't be caught dead using a tacky piece of garbage like that.
A few tissues is all I need to keep my glasses clean.
Then there's no question. It belonged to Hifumi.
So what you're saying is... What exactly?
What I'm saying is, the blood on his glasses was wiped away using his own glasses cleaning cloth.
Even if that is true, it does not mean he wiped the blood off himself.
Who else would fucking wipe it off for him?
But who would benefit from a clean pair of glasses other than the glasses owner?
That's a good point.
Then it must have been him, right?
Yes.
So let's assume that Hifumi was still alive in the nurse's office. He pretends to be dead. Then when he's alone, he wipes his glasses clean so he can see. Then he stands up and walks out on his own 2 feet. And with that, the impossible task of moving his copious corpse becomes possible, wouldn't you
Bro,
say?
they use a lot of big words. I'm learning a lot of words from these games, but not a lot. Focus? Ooh.
But then, if he was just pretending to be dead,
Don't ask me what it means.
what was with all that blood? Was it paint or something?
The fridge in the nurse's office contains packs of blood for emergencies. He probably used one of those.
Ew!
He figured if he was gonna play dead, he should go all out. So he just dumped it everywhere.
Gross.
But he got crazy with it and had to wipe his glasses off when he was done. Oh, what an idiot.
It might have been smart though because they couldn't see his eyes when he died.
And if Hifumi was still alive at that point, the disappearance of Taka's body is easily explained.
Facts.
It should be perfectly obvious who must have moved Taka's corpse.
The one who moved Taka's body was Hifumi, big ass.
I got it!
But why would he move it?
Only have been Hifumi.
While we were all gathered in the nurse's office, he went to the equipment room and took Taka's body.
Damn.
That also explains how the door to the repository got locked.
The door was locked?
Well, After the bodies disappeared, we all went looking for them, right? So me and Sakura headed for the repository. But when we got there, the door was locked.
Crazy.
And the repository door can only be locked from the inside.
Crazy.
Which means when Hina and Sakura got to the repository, someone was already inside.
Huh?
And it could only have been Hifumi, who just finished stashing Taka's body there.
He convinced us all he was dead, and when he saw his chance, he dragged Taka's body to the repository.
Wouldn't you mean like roll?
So, Hifumi wasn't just another victim in this case. He was one of the assailants.
Damn. Damn, Hifumi, you went out like that? That's tough.
But that means he took part in the murders.
I just can't believe it.
If you're having trouble, would you like me to show you one more piece of evidence?
There's more?
Oh, absolutely. The single biggest fact pointing to his involvement has yet to be revealed. You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The item he took off of Taka's lifeless body?
Why do they always pass the shit to me? Why can't you speak for yourself? The thing that Hifumi stole from Taka, could it be... Yeah, it was that piece of paper.
I got it! You're talking about the note Hifumi had hidden away, aren't you?
Yep.
Hidden note?
Yep.
That's right. We found it stuffed in his pants.
What? In his... pants?
Yes, his pants.
Why you say it like that?
Okay, well, forget about the pants for now. Take a look at what the note says.
I found a hole maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find us, so don't tell anyone for now. Let's meet in the equipment room at 6 a.m.
That's the note I was telling you about. The one that told me where to go.
Yep.
Huh? Wait, this one's a little different. In my note it said, Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m.
I see. Then this note isn't the same one Hiro got.
Crazy.
It's not the same?
In other words, the killer got in touch with another person besides Hiro. And that person could only have been...
Hifumi's pants. Me, Taka.
I got it! That's right! Taka!
Damn.
The killer used this note to draw out Taka and murder him.
That's crazy.
Hello? Over here! Objection! Objection!
Why are you objecting?
I don't really understand what's going on, but Hifumi had that letter, right? So whoever wrote it wasn't drawing out TikTok, they were drawing out Huffy!
TikTok. Word it.
Just to be clear, TikTok is Taka and Huffy is Hifumi, right?
Oh, yes! Why must you ruin it every time?
Man, Genocide Jack is seriously scary still. Can't let her get Okay, let's stop. Damn, that's a lot.
Huffy had the note, right?
Huffy.
Then the person it was intended for must have been Huffy!
But remember what the note said. What time did it say to meet?
6 a.m., I believe.
Oh, broken wristwatch. Silly.
The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
I won't shoot that. Alright. I think I know what it is.
Huffy had the note, right? Then the person it was intended for must have been Huffy!
But
Huh?
remember what the note said. What time did it say to meet?
6 a.m., I believe.
The time doesn't matter! The note has nothing to do with TikTok!
No!
I would've got it wrong anyway, so that was good. Yeah.
No! There absolutely is a connection.
What the hell are you talking about?
A quick note, the Saints lost a couple weeks ago to Tampa Bay. I'm so tired of being a Saints fan. but I love him. Also, I hope Drew Brees has a great retirement. Yeah. Fuck, bro. We're going to the Super Bowl. I swear to God.
The note said to meet at 6 a.m., which is the same time Taka was murdered. We've already proven that using his wristwatch. But there's more. Look where the note says to meet. The equipment room, right?
Which is where Taka was killed.
So, Taka was murdered at both the time and place written in the note. I think that should be plenty to show that this note was definitely meant for Taka.
Yep.
Well, when you put it like that. No further objections!
I love her.
Then someone used that note to trick Taka. Just the same as me. The culprit really is a cold-blooded monster. Telling people they found a way out.
But if they gave the note to Taka, what was Hifumi doing with it?
Stuffed down his pants, no less!
Most likely, Hifumi stole it off Taka's corpse after he died.
Huh? He stole it?
Yes, I just guzzled that whole fucking water bottle.
Where's your proof?
So what?
Go ahead, show us.
Proof that Hifumi. Oh, yeah. Fuck. Yeah, this right here. I got it!
When I searched Taka's body, I saw that his lifeless hand was gripping a small scrap of paper. If I'm right about this, the sheet of paper this piece came from is... I knew it! It fits perfectly with the note we found hidden on Hifumi.
Where the fuck am I done at?
Then Taka's scrap and Hifumi's note.
Yup, they're from the same piece of paper.
Hifumi had the note meant for Taka, while Taka's corpse still grasped a small piece of that note. There's only one way to explain it.
Taka died clutching the note. Hifumi tried to free the note from his death grip, leaving behind only one small scrap. Did I get all that right?
Yes, you did.
That means Hifumi knew the note was important.
Exactly. Which proves that he was an accomplice in the murder.
It's crazy. Hold up. Give me 1 second. I gotta find this piece of fucking note that I just had. Where in the fuck is that? I had a whole stack, bro.
Whoa.
Whatever.
Yeah. After seeing all this, Hifumi was super involved in this whole thing for sure. In fact, he was behind the whole thing. In fact, he's still alive.
Sorry, no. When we found him in the repository, Hifumi was truly and completely dead. The second body discovery announcement proves that.
It's true.
So then, who killed Hifumi?
Whoever did is the mastermind, the true killer.
He was killed in the repository. So he must have been killed not long after transporting Taka's body.
True.
So, he must have been killed after Taka's body vanished, but before we found both bodies in the repository.
During that time, we'd all split up and were searching for Taka's missing body. In other words, during that time, none of us have alibis.
Damn.
Wait, but me and Sakura were together.
Stop trying to steal the spotlight, you stupid walrus!
Who are you calling a walrus?
Anyway, when they were killed bothers me too. But there's something that's been bothering me even more.
And what might that be?
The weapon they used to kill Hifumi.
The weapon?
Yeah, because I mean, according to the Monokuma file, the way Taka and Hifumi were killed was almost the same, with them having similar fractures and all. But Justice Hammer 3 and 4 were still laying around in the nurse's office and equipment room, right? So if Hifumi was killed in the repository, the culprit would have had to grab one of the hammers, kill Hifumi, then put the hammer back where they found it.
This motherfucker just said the most intelligent shit he's ever said.
But wouldn't that be seriously risky for him?
I'm surprised. It seems there's some semblance of a brain knocking around that skull of yours after all.
Bro, I'm saying the same thing. That shit was smart.
Hell yeah, it's packed in there good and
Why are you sounding so aggressive?
He's right, though. I don't understand it either. The Monokuma file makes it clear that they were killed using similar instruments. But if the hammers were already laying around those other rooms...
So the question is, how could the culprit have gotten their hands on either of the hammers? Personally, I haven't a clue.
I bet you don't.
So which hammer was used to attack Celeste? Number 1 or number 2?
Those were accounted for in other rooms too. And I don't think either one is big enough to kill someone.
Then,
Is it not possible they used a different weapon?
I don't think it is possible. They were both killed with the same kind of thing, right?
So then, what was used to kill Hifumi?
The weapon that was actually used to kill Hifumi. The whole picture surrounding this case won't become clear until we figure that out. Somehow I have to find out the truth. Hammer. The spot. Oh yeah, that wet hammer. Okay, bet.
What was used to kill Hifumi? Was it Justice Hammer 3? Maybe Justice Hammer 4?
Well, whatever it was, there's one thing we have to figure out. How was the culprit able to move around so freely with the weapon? How did nobody witness them carrying it?
sounds like a Justice Hammer 5 is about to make its appearance!
Oh! Fuck!
Kill Hifumi.
Fuck it, we're gonna shoot that.
Was it Justice
Damn!
Hammer?
I was just shooting. Alright. Sometimes you gotta just shoot. You gotta shoot the shot, you know?
Had to be one of the Justice
Oh,
Hammers.
this.
No, it's wrong.
Ugh. I don't know what the fuck that was.
The murder weapon wasn't a justice hammer at all. No, it was something completely different.
But, seriously?
Fuck, my fault.
A hammer from the repository. The killer could have easily used that to kill Hifumi.
True.
Now, all the hammers in the repository were covered in flecks of grit and debris. But for some reason, one of them had been scrubbed clean.
Huh?
And the reason it had been scrubbed clean was most likely because it was used to commit murder. If the hammer got covered in Hifumi blood, of course they'd have to clean
Well, how
it
did
off.
they not get covered in blood?
I'd also like to point out that the repository has all kinds of hammers. Big ones, small ones, and even some flat mallet-like ones. I think whoever made the Justice Hammers used those as a basis for their design.
If that's true, that would explain the Monokuma file's note about the wounds being similar.
So Hifumi moved Taka's body to the repository, where someone then used a hammer to kill him.
And whoever did that was the true killer. The one Hifumi was working with. And the one who betrayed him.
Damn.
Hold on a moment. I still think it's strange to assume someone was working together with him. The way the graduation rule works, there is no benefit to helping someone else carry out a murder.
True.
So the idea that anyone would work together like that is simply ludicrous. We talked about this, did we not?
Yeah. We did talk about how there wouldn't be any reason for anyone to work together. At least that's what we thought at first, but... I'm probably off beat.
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder,
It's none of those.
only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the rule holds true, it is simply impossible that two people work together on this.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right? In this case, however, there were two murders.
Oh, that one said, fuck me.
However, there were two murders.
Okay. Alright, I think it's that one, so we're gonna use that.
That have been
The rule holds true. No, that's wrong.
Ugh. Nice. Nice.
Since there were 2 murders, it's at least plausible that more than one person was involved.
What do you mean?
If there'd only been one murder, then yes, the idea of an accomplice isn't really worth
Oh! So that means Hifumi killed Taka.
considering. Naturally, if only one person can be saved per murder, an accomplice has no risk versus reward benefit.
Risk versus reward benefit?
The payoff for working together. The reward that balances out the risk of taking part in a scheme. There's no point in being someone's accomplice if there's no benefit to you. However, if there were some potential mutual reward for the risk, then cooperation becomes possible.
You're saying that 2 people could act as each other's accomplices to commit 2 separate murders.
I think that's what the true killer told Hifumi. They would each have an accomplice for their crime. And based on the case's events, Hifumi would have been the first one to act, murdering Taka.
Damn.
They made him carry out the first murder so he couldn't back out of helping them later on.
So in this case, there wasn't one single person committing multiple murders. Instead, each person killed someone, creating 2 separate incidents. And it only looked like one person because that's how the true killer designed it to look. A single suspicious individual, a similar weapon used in each crime, disappearing bodies. By creating one seamless set of circumstances, they made it look like one person was behind it all.
Damn.
The mastermind picked their target and managed to convince him to go along with their plan. And then, to avoid the no accomplices rule, they simply killed their accomplice.
That's crazy.
Which, if true, means that betraying Hifumi was part of the plan from the very beginning.
That's crazy.
That's just awful. How could anyone be so cruel?
You think so? I can't help but admire its cunning. Still, their choice of accomplice seems odd.
The effort made to convince us the 2 murders were the same. That was the main characteristic this time. Kyoko must have noticed that fact from the very beginning. Which is why she said not to look at this as a series of connected events, but entirely separate incidents. Kyoko really is amazing, although when you think about it, she's almost too amazing. Like, it's almost unnatural how good she is at this.
I understand how an accomplice could be involved. But then, who was the one pulling Hifumi's strings?
That's problem numero uno right now.
The true killer manipulated Hifumi to carry out the number of actions, and in the end, murdered him. In the debate up until now, the way the case has unfolded, when you consider all that, there's really only one person who seems to fit. Oh damn, we're already picking? Alright, cool. Okay, well, I'm gonna go with my first gut feeling, and it's gonna be Celeste.
Here's my answer.
I fucking knew it!
It was
I
Celeste.
fucking knew it, bro. I knew it!
So I'm the suspicious individual now. am
She
I?
was pushing Hero so much. Like, saying, like, oh, he's the murderer and stuff. I was gonna say Aoi too. No cap. Because Aoi looked like she was the murderer too, but Celeste was really pushing it. She had a lot of evidence stacked up against him. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I really do hate this kind of joke.
ain't a joke.
A joke? I wonder.
So what you are saying then is that I specifically chose to work together with Hifumi.
Yes.
The idea that I would choose to spend any amount of time interacting with him, that I would go within 10 feet of that
Shit for brains, that lazy, worthless, goddamn idiot!
What the fuck? Yo, she switched up. What?
pardon.
No, what was that?
Just to be clear, there is evidence to support
What
it.
the fuck was that?
Is that so?
It is. Throughout the investigation, there was certain behavior that was common only to the 2 of you. Considering what we've learned so far, it only further proves that the 2 of you were working together.
What is it that only Hifumi and Celeste had in common? You remember what I said? Encountering
The behavior they had in common has to do with the suspicious individual in the suit, doesn't it?
Ugh.
The only ones who ever actually saw Robo-Justice firsthand were Celeste and Hifumi.
Bro, put me on motherfucking Criminal Minds, bro. I'm like that. I think, I don't know.
Shush. The adults are talking now.
Tagami, I swear to God, I'll beat your ass. You told a grown-ass man to shush?
Sorry.
I know Makoto did not just fucking apologize to this fucking dude that's the same age as him. I fucking hate Makoto. How about this? How about this? How about I beat the fuck out of Tagami? And Makoto... No, I should beat Makoto's ass for apologizing.
As he said, only Celeste and Hifumi ever laid eyes on the costumed individual. If we accept that Hifumi was one of the culprits, we can't help but suspect what Celeste has said as well.
Are you saying everything they told us was a lie?
Yeah.
After taking Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for this individual, correct? And not too long after that, do you remember what Celeste said?
Fuck. The one time I started eating. I saw the shadow, something moving around at the top of the stairs.
We headed to the second floor specifically because of what she claimed to have seen. Next, to draw us all to the physics lab up on the third floor,
She let out a blood-curdling scream.
and when we'd all come to see what was wrong, what was it she said?
Celeste, what's wrong? That was a rather intense scream for someone like you. I saw him, the strange costume man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down into the hallway and disappeared.
Once she'd done her job of getting us all up to the physics lab, it was time for her partner to get to work.
Damn. Ugh! Huh? What was that? That came from downstairs. It must have been Hifumi, big ass. He's in the nurse's office. Fuck! This is bad. Come on, we have to get back.
It was to get us to divide into two groups. So that we would discover both bodies at the same time?
In fact, Celeste was precisely the one who proposed that we split up.
Then why don't we split into two groups? I'll lead the hunting party. That seems much more interesting. Very well. Then Makoto and Hina, you come with me to the nurse's office. I will leave the capture of the suspicious individual to Toko, Togami, and Sakura.
Well, if Celeste and Hifumi were working together, all those chance events suddenly become connected. And on top of that, that piercing cry of yours early on. That was to signal Hifumi, wasn't it?
That's why she was asking about that whole fucking, what noise did I make?
It was your way of telling him, we're on the third floor, everything's going according to plan. Why else would you let out a scream that could have carried across the sea?
I just realized another strange thing. When we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, who we now know was only pretending to be dead.
I certainly was not expecting this. I did not imagine that Hifumi would be murdered.
Celeste, you were the first one to say he'd been murdered. You wanted to make sure we wouldn't have any doubt in our minds.
Triple dot.
I don't believe it. Everything, the whole thing was one big act.
Hina, you were with Celeste when Hifumi's body disappeared, right?
Yeah? I was feeling kinda sick, so Celeste took me to the bathroom. Wait! Then that was...
She wasn't worried about you. She just saw a chance to help Hifumi sneak out of the nurse's office.
Each piece isn't much by itself, but start putting them together and the picture gets very ugly indeed.
Damn.
Wouldn't you agree, Celeste?
I have no idea what you mean.
Yeah, I bet you don't.
Don't bother trying to deny it.
Why are you... She's right beside you, dude.
You made one fatal...
Who are you pointing at? She's right beside you.
Oh, did I?
See, she's at least looking at you.
I didn't even catch it myself when you first said it, but looking back, I can say that that one little slip-up was your undoing.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about what you said after Hifumi's body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office.
They must be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around frightened and confused. We're all gonna die here. We're going to die just like those guys did.
I remember her saying that too, but I don't understand what's so strange about it.
Kyoko's thinking about it too.
Then pay attention. Sakura, Toko, and I were first to discover Taka's body in the equipment room. Then Makoto showed up and told us Hifumi had been killed. So Sakura and I left with Makoto. Once we were in the hall, we ran into Celeste, and the four of us headed to the nurse's office. Now, the entire time we were together, none of us said anything about Taka being dead.
Wow.
Think about it. Celeste's comment doesn't make sense. It was completely out of place.
Damn.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Although I don't really get what it
You
means.
don't know what he's talking about.
You hear that, Celeste? Everyone's having some trouble understanding. Could you repeat what you said? If you're really not the culprit, you shouldn't have any problem repeating it, right?
Togami said that Celeste's comments don't make any sense. But what is he alluding to? That she knew ahead of time. You handbook, molecular file, Celeste's account. Okay.
All I said was... They must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died. And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it, what was so strange about Celeste's comment?
About Celeste's comment?
Huh?
What's so strange about Celeste's comment?
Maybe it's that. Fuck, I didn't mean to shoot that.
All going to die here. We are going to die, just like...
No, it's wrong.
Thank you. Ugh.
That's right. There's no reason Celeste should have said, just like those guys died. When she said that, none of us had told her Taka was dead.
Triple dot.
Exactly. And we didn't run into her until after we were all out in the hall. So there was never any chance for her to have seen his body in the equipment room for herself.
So how did you know, Celeste? How did you know more than one person had been killed? And how did you know they were both guys? Because Kyoko had also disappeared, right? So she could have been dead too.
You all have such vivid imaginations. You know that?
Imaginations?
You claim that I was lying when I told you about the suspicious person I saw. Then what about the picture I took?
That shit was set up too.
How do you explain this picture of the costumed villain dragging Hifumi away?
It has to be some kind of setup, right? So let's put the suit on, and then she used the camera's timer to set up the picture.
Have you so quickly forgotten? You are the only one who could have possibly fit into that suit. Plus, I happen to know that this particular camera does not have a timer. In other words, it is an unassailable fact that this is a picture of Hifumi being dragged away. If everything I told you was a lie, how can this picture exist?
Simple. Are we sure that's really a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away?
What could you possibly mean by that?
Surely there are other explanations than the one you've offered up.
No, there is no other explanation.
Other explanations. If it wasn't a picture of a suspect dragging Hifumi away, the only other possibility would be Hifumi have been drinking. Hifumi was dragging the suspect away. Oh, okay.
It's not a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away. I would say it's a picture of Hifumi dragging the suspect away.
Oh, yep, she slipped up.
That's certainly within the realm of possibility. The one being dragged off in that picture isn't Hifumi, but the person in the robot suit.
Yep.
We've simply been led to believe that it's the other way around.
Yep.
And the strange costume might only exist to lead us astray even farther. If you saw someone wearing something like that in this situation, of course you'd notice and be suspicious.
That's what happened! You put me to sleep and made me out to be the bad guy in all this!
Such a thing is utterly impossible. Hifumi was dragging him away? Ridiculous.
Is it? I don't think it's ridiculous at all.
Then shut your mouth and allow me to educate
Damn.
you.
Alright, Celeste. Celeste thinks she can prove that there's no way Hifumi was dragging the suspect away. Is that really possible? Hell no, it ain't possible. Okay.
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out! Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight! You tried to make me look like the bad guy!
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight
Oh, wait.
like that.
What? Oh, is it robot then? Hold on. I know it's that.
Like I said, as you can see in the picture, the suspect is the person inside the there's no way they could stand. No, that's wrong.
No, that's wrong. Bitch.
No. Even if the person inside the suit were unconscious, they could still stand up like that. Because that Robo-Justice suit had a certain characteristic.
You totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
That's right! They totally made a mistake when they made it, so it couldn't bend at the waist.
I'm not so sure that was a mistake. I think the suit was designed from the beginning to be used the way it was.
Celeste and Hifumi took the suit they'd specially designed and stuffed Hiro into it. That's how they were able to fake that whole thing. The point of it all was to make us believe whoever was in the suit was to blame.
Facts.
Well then, I suppose this is checkmate.
Checkmate?
Uh-oh, the music cut out.
Don't make me laugh, you idiot! What do you mean, checkmate?
Celeste?
Clearly, you want to cram me into your little guilty box. Well, there's one little problem.
Have you already forgotten what Hifumi told us as he lay dying?
Hey, Hifumi, who was it? Who attacked you? Who tried to kill you? Who killed me? That's right, I remember their name. Yasu Hiro.
When we asked him who had attacked him, his answer was quite clear, was it not? He said, and I quote, Yasuhiro.
You know other words, Yasuhiro Hagakure!
Right, but my name isn't really Yasuhiro. It's actually Taro.
Your confusing statements don't make any sense. You're only making things more complicated.
He did say Yasuhiro, but are we sure he was really pointing the finger at Hiro?
What the hell are you talking about? I'll burn you alive!
Kyoko, what do you mean by that?
Think back to how Hifumi used to talk to us. How did he refer to each of us?
I gave everyone nicknames. He said for serious. No, that's Hero. I don't. No, nicknames is what's it called? So I don't
I
see
got it! That's right! Our last names! He called us all by our last names!
Exactly. I know I heard him say Mr. Naegi more than once, for example. So if Hifumi did mean to say Hiro's name, he would have said his last name, Hagakure.
I'm sure it was just incidental. By chance, his first name.
Indecent?
Don't talk.
Random chance. Now isn't that a convenient explanation? No, there's no reason to think he would have said the name any different than normal. But he must have run out of energy before he could say any more.
So Hifumi was trying to tell us the last name of whoever killed him?
But the name he said doesn't apply to anyone here.
Well, no. Hold on. There's one person it could apply to, and that's Celeste. She never actually told us what her real name is.
Oh yeah. I keep on. I thought her name was just Celeste.
What did you just say? To think you'd take your false accusation so far, I don't know whether to laugh or spit!
Bro, whoever did her voice did a damn good job, bro.
Come on! Enough with your idiotic blather! Yasuhiro is a loser's name! Do I look like a loser to you?
Bro, I know she was having so much fun with it.
Well, do I?
Damn. Bro, she got some big ass fucking hands. Oh, Kawhi Leonard head ass.
What? I think I've earned the right to be a little on edge.
Okay, then fill us in. What's your real name?
Make sure your ear holes are wide open and listen up! My real name is Celestia Ludenberg. Could you please stop making me repeat myself over and over again?
Ludenberg. Cap. Celeste still won't give up, so then have to do something to make her accept it.
Hifumi was trying to tell us something. He wanted us to know the killer's last name, Yasuhiro.
If there's one person here who might have that last name,
It would have to be you, Celeste. You haven't told anyone what your real name is.
how many times do I have to tell you? My name is...
Celestia Ludenberg, god damn it!
How long do you plan to go on pretending?
I'm not pretending. It's the truth. And since you have no way to contradict me,
That's the only truth there is! Moron!
Okay, alright. Okay, cool. Alright, cool.
since
You have no way to contradict me.
No, that's wrong.
That's tough, Celeste. That's really tough. Show that fuck me handbook, bitch.
That's it. The handbook.
What?
Anytime you turn your handbook on, it shows the owner's name when it boots up, right? Monokuma told us all about it before.
This handbook is absolutely vital to a healthy school life, so don't lose it. When you start it up, it will display your name. As always, make sure you have the right one. Now, this is not your everyday notebook. It has many more uses than that.
So all we have to do is check her handbook, and that'll clear up everything. That's how we can find out Celeste's real name.
That's an invasion of privacy. I refuse to cooperate.
Triple out.
Celeste, can you please just tell us what really happened? Please, just tell us.
Even when I'm put in check, it's just my nature not to give up. Because until the game's over, you never know what might happen.
No, we already know, bro. Like, just pack it up.
Fine then. Let me settle it. Let me go over the case again, from the beginning, and shed light on all your crimes.
Alright, let's do this.
And that'll bring everything to an end.
Ah, fuck. I always suck at this. Dude, what is that nut face he's making? Alright, let's do this. Fuck. Okay, let me start from the end. Fuck. These are always so hard to me. What would go there? Picking them up, all that, cool. The only thing I can think of is this. Okay, this. I have no clue what this is. I'm gonna assume it's this. Let's see.
Here's exactly what happened. Before anything, the killer persuaded someone to help carry out the murder. And that person was
Cool. Look at him nutting.
Hifumi. With an accomplice, the killer was able to execute a number of otherwise impossible schemes.
Well, damn. Okay, let's try it again. Let's try it again.
First, they convinced someone to meet them in the rec room last night at 1 in the morning.
Who?
That someone they met with was Hiro. The murderous duo intended to pass Hiro off as the prime suspect. So when they met up with him, they drugged him, knocked him out, and stuffed him into the Robo-Justice suit.
Fuck! Alright. I'm really confused here. Could it be the fucking... No. What the hell could it be? I'm running out of time. It was justice on the floor. I hope I did this right.
The killer is you! They drugged him, knocked him out, and stuffed him into the Robo-Justice suit.
Cool.
Next, Hifumi positioned himself to make it look like Robo-Justice was attacking him, while the killer used a digital camera to take pictures of the assault. They did all this just to create evidence that would put the suspicion on Hiro. When they were done with him, they shoved him, still unconscious, into the pool room locker. And then finally, at 6 a.m., they moved into the murder phase of their plan. They called Taka to the equipment room.
Good Lord.
And that's where Hifumi killed him, making it the scene of the first murder.
If Taka was built different, he could have blocked it.
The murder weapon was Justice Hammer 4, which was left there in the equipment room. The reason Hammer number 4 was used was to create confusion about the order of the crimes. So, next they falsified 2 more assault incidents. For these attacks, the killers pretended to be the victims, to solidify Robo-Justice as the suspect. The first fake incident was the attack in the rec room. There, the killers wanted us to see Justice Hammer 1, and the Robo-Justice pictures they'd taken. They wanted to make sure we bought the surprise attack story. The second fake incident was the attack in the library. This time, they planted Justice Hammer 2, and an injured Hifumi, to sell us that story. With these 2 incidents, the killers were able to create a certain preconception in our minds. that the suspect was increasing the size of the hammers and attacking people in order as they did. We fell right into their trap and started looking for the suspect based on that. But
what? I gotta redo this whole fucking thing, man.
the killer is you! Before anything, the killer...
Okay, I'm skipping this shit because we've already seen this part.
He flew
Okay.
the murder weapon,
okay.
the reason hammer...
Okay, here we go.
So, next they falsified 2 more assault incidents. For these attacks, the killers pretended to be the victims, to solidify Robo Justice as the suspect. The first fake incident was the attack in the rec room. There, the killers wanted us to see Justice Hammer 1, and the Robo Justice pictures they'd taken. They wanted to make sure we bought the surprise attack story. The second fake incident was the attack in the library. This time, they planted Justice Hammer 2 and an injured Hifumi to sell us that story. With these 2 incidents, the killers were able to create a certain preconception in our minds that the suspect was increasing the size of the hammers and attacking people in order as they did. We fell right into their trap and started looking for the suspect based on that. But
Let's go.
while we did that, we left Hifumi alone in the nurse's office. This was exactly what Hifumi was hoping for. He took a blood packet from the refrigerator and Justice Hammer 3 and turned the room into a crime scene in which he himself had apparently been brutally murdered. He let out a scream to draw us back, and when we returned, that's what we found. Meanwhile, the other group that had been out searching found Taka's body at the same time. So when we heard the body discovery announcement,
Fuck, my fault.
we left the nurse's office, and Hifumi once again took advantage of the situation. He simply got up and made his escape. When we learned his body had disappeared, we all rushed back to the nurse's office. And once again, Hifumi had the chance he was waiting for. This time, he snuck into the equipment room. He wrapped Taka's body in a tarp and used the dolly to move it all the way down to the repository. That explains how each of the bodies disappeared. But even Hifumi didn't know what the true killer had in mind for their final act. Their plan all along was to kill Hifumi and get rid of the one person who could betray them. And they did it using an ordinary, everyday hammer from the repository. That should cover everything that happened in this case. And the villain behind it all is...
That's clean.
Celeste! Sorry, you lose.
Damn, Celeste, that's tough. That's tough.
I lost? I lost? When was the last time I was forced to utter such words? They hang heavy around my neck.
Alright, stop being dramatic.
Then you admit it? You're the killer?
Listen to you, trying to take charge, as if you're my private instructor. I, Celestia Ludenberg. Actually, no, Taiko Yasuhiro is fine.
Diego?
So, you finally accepted it.
I'm the kind of person, once I've lost, I don't like things to drag on.
Interesting.
She should have stayed with the. I mean, she was pretty cool. I mean, look at all them C's. Shouldn't have got an A. Fuck it.
Okay, Monokuma. I'm ready to begin. Or, no, I suppose this is the end, isn't it?
It is indeed the moment we've all been waiting for. Time to vote, okay?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
If you would, please locate your lever and cast your vote.
Thank you.
And when the votes are tallied, who will become the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What?
Yeah, we know what it's gonna be. That Celeste pack. That shit choking me. It's basically a formality at this point, but once again, you're totally correct. The black in this time, the true killer who devised the whole stinking scheme was Celestia Ludenborg, or more precisely, Taika Yasuhiro.
Honestly,
I lost. Well, that sucks. I guess trying to work with someone else was a mistake after all. Hifumi's ineptitude was beyond all my calculations.
I knew
So
it.
you really did approach Hifumi with this plan. But how did you get him to agree? I can't imagine I would have happily agreed to commit murder. But how did you get him to agree? I can't imagine he would have happily agreed to commit murder. I'm sure she relied on her specialty, lying. My specialty? Don't make me laugh. I didn't have to lie to get him to agree.
So
Then did you use, Use what? I knew you'd figure it out, Keith. What did she use? Celeste! Did she use what I think she used? At least Hifumi got some before he died. You're absolutely right. To get Hifumi to act as my accomplice,
indeed.
I used her. Damn. That's tough, bro. I mean, at least he got some before, he died, bro. That's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. No, it's not. He killed somebody. For everyone who's still left, I'll avoid mentioning it by name, but it was the one thing Hifumi and Taka were both super into. Damn, he didn't get none. Damn, she's talking about alter ego. Damn, I thought this man got crazy. He died for no reason. Stupid Hifumi fucker. Does she mean she's talking about alter ego? Yeah, I thought she was talking about. You know what I'm saying?
Say what?
What? What are you talking about?
just a
Don't
second.
interrupt. We're in the middle of a very important conversation here. I'm totally out of the loop as usual. How sad.
In other
Then
words,
you're the one who stole it.
Indeed.
That's right.
I see.
And you used it to drag Hifumi into the plan you'd come up with. Right again. Last night, after we had our meeting about how it disappeared, I paid Hifumi a little visit. What are you doing here? I
Actually,
was hoping I could talk to you alone. It's about what was stolen. I know who did it.
What?
are
It
you
was
okay
Taka.
with this?
He stole it. What? And I have
So
proof.
then-
Would you like to see it? As it turned out, I found a use for a digital camera. I had taken you-know-what to Taka's room earlier and took pictures of it in there. I deleted the picture as soon as I'd shown it to Hifumi, of course.
Damnation!
So it was him. But how did he do it? She was supposed to yell if either of us got close to her. You are correct, which is why Taka forced me to steal it.
Say what?
As for me,
Please forgive me. He threatened me.
Oh.
He's laughing. He did?
as for
He came to
me,
my room last night unannounced, and then it's hard for me to even say. He abused me. Yeah, okay.
What?
And he took pictures. He said if I did not do as he asked, he would show them to everyone. So I had no choice. That's a
Damnation!
crime, an absolute crime. I knew he'd gone a little crazy, but I never imagined he would go that far. It was amazing how complete It was amazing how completely he bought it. I can't express how enjoyable that was. I'm about to say something I've never said before in my life. I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna fucking kill him.
Most unfortunate.
Wait, please. If you go now, you will be playing right into his hands.
Actually,
Taka is planning to use her to escape. And he has made you his target.
What?
Escape? You don't mean. Taka is going to try to kill you. What?
indeed.
And all so he can keep her to himself. That bastard.
This
Bastard.
Honestly,
Can we allow him to continue with these barbaric acts? Absolutely not. How could I? She...
I swear I will save her!
actually,
Then would you like to join with me? It so happens I have come up with a plan. I have devised a way to reclaim what he has stolen and escape this dreadful school. And with that, it is complete. What are you talking about? Oh, nothing. Damn. Hifumi agreed without a second thought. The effect that item had on him was remarkable. The power of love, even love as twisted as that, can still drive people mad, it would seem. You disgust me. I have another question for you. Was that strange costume Hifumi's creation?
indeed.
Yeah, it was a real pain in the butt too. All I asked him to do was make something to hide the face and general body size. I had no idea he'd make something like that, but it was my fault for picking him in the first place.
But
So why did you decide to make him the suspect? Make me the suspect? Because you're stupid. That's a pretty simple one. That's it.
Let's
And with that
see.
regard, I made the right choice. I'm so glad your stupidity surpassed my every expectation. Life must have been tough on your parents, though. I feel like I could cry. Shit, Celeste's about to be crying.
Well,
But when you're explaining your plan to Hifumi, how did you explain that part about him playing dead? What she's asking is, what was Hifumi supposed to do after that, assuming you had actually let him live?
Are you
That's
okay
simple.
with this?
After he did his part, I pretended to be dead once someone showed up. Oh, after he did his part, I pretended to be dead once someone showed up. I told him to say he'd been seriously wounded. He was on the verge of death, but he had just barely held on. And he really believed that? Well, of course. That wasn't all of it. Of course. That wasn't all there was to it. As I explained it to Hifumi, the plan was, while you were all questioning him about what had happened to him, I was going to murder someone else. At that point, Hifumi would have an alibi, so nobody could doubt him. I told him that, and he believed me. It all seems very straightforward, stereotypical. I just matched the lie to the level of the opponent. In fact, Hifumi ate it up. He believed that lie wholeheartedly, right up until the moment of his death.
so in
So
the
you
end,
had planned to kill him all along. But of course, there would have been no point to my plan if the one who pretended to be dead did not end up dead himself. Damn.
What the heck?
How can human life mean so little to you?
Well,
That's a non-issue. I simply did everything in my power to win.
don't be
Now
mean.
you sound like Taka.
I wonder
Now,
about that.
he derives his pleasure from the thrill of the hunt. In that aspect, we are nothing alike.
Why?
Then what made you take things this far?
What the heck?
Was it really just for the money? Are you talking about the $10 million Monokuma offered us? That is a lot of money, it's true. But that's not all there is to it. From the moment our life here began, my thought was, oh my god, from the moment our new life here began, my only thought has been escaping. But all along you have been saying how we have to accept living here.
You little bitch.
Damn, okay. Obviously that was a lie. Yeah.
Hey!
I couldn't take it. Hated it from day one. more than anyone else in here.
You little
I wanted
bitch.
to get out of here. Every day was fresh torture. And do you want to know why, huh?
This is fine.
Because I had a dream. And accepting a life here would have meant nothing less than giving up on my dream forever.
Honestly,
And there was no way that I could ever do that. In the underground world of gambling, I risked my life to make a metaphorical killing.
as for me,
And it was all for that dream. And what was this dream of yours?
isn't it
To live
wonderful?
in a European castle. A castle? And to gather handsome men from all over the world to serve as my butler / bodyguard. Bro, is this dude about to... What is he about to do? Okay, we're just gonna keep going. I was going to make them dress up like vampires and satisfy my every need. Once I obtained that, I would have created a perfectly aesthetic world of decandence? I don't know.
This is fine.
Living the rest of my life there was my only dream, my only goal. That's my life. That's what life is all about. Combined with my own winnings, Monaco's $10 million would have made that dream a reality. I got right to the edge, but
There is nothing to be
unfortunately my
done.
dream has been scattered to the wind. Still, I don't have any regrets. I pursued my dream to the very end, so why would I?
Just the
You
worst.
sound so passionate, but you were really able to kill your own friends for it?
Oh,
Are you asking me to feel guilty? That is a pointless endeavor. I think nothing of sacrificing others for my own end. I feel nothing.
do you understand?
That's all there is to me. That's what makes me complete. Oh, you about to feel this death, though. Isn't it terrifying how different our values are? There's simply no room for understanding.
What is this?
That's what we should be saying. And plus, how can you be so calm? Do you realize you're about to die? Why aren't you scared? My ability to lie is unrivaled, and I take pride in that. It's not just other people, I can fool even my own emotions. The conscious deceives the unconscious. And that's why you're not scared.
Yes.
That's right,
indeed.
I do not fear death. Kill me however you like. But you know, if I could be reincarnated, if I had a choice then,
Isn't it
I think I would
wonderful?
come back as Marie A. Antoinette. You just get executed again. So I smiled then. And when she did, it looked to me like a poor effort to force it. She claimed she could fool her own emotions. But that statement itself may have been her final lie. And that weak fake smile is what betrayed her. Y'all done? Okay, then let's get rolling. The black and disturb the peace and must pay the price.
Now then, I prepared a very special punishment.
For the ultimate gambler,
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
I guess I'll let Kyoko hold on to this. What? Will it really give you the hope you're looking for? Which is why...
fuck, my fault.
Actually, it's not important. Well then, take care, everyone. Perhaps we'll meet again, in another life.
Crazy. Oh shit, that shit choking me. Damn, that's a list pack. Hit! The fuck is this? The burning of the Versailles witch. Damn, they about to burn her? That's tough. Damn, she really is about to get turned into a pack. That's crazy. Ain't it gonna get a little hot? Fuck, she looks so happy for her. That shit gonna go away soon. Oh shit, what the fuck? Why is there a fire truck? They ran that shit right into her. They weren't gonna burn her. Shit, I mean, I wouldn't even be mad because I wouldn't want to be burned alive. I'd much rather get hit by a fucking bus and die instantly. In this situation. That's crazy though. It's over. The third execution is done. Celeste's death is over. Celeste killed my friend, so I can't pity her, but I also can't deny that at one point I considered her a friend too. And for him to just come along and... Isn't it just awful? Someone could cut free of their regrets from the outside world, and some people had to die.
Extreme!
You guys are still young. You need to place more value on your lives.
What are you gonna do?
Jeez. And here I thought you guys were going to pass the torch of hope to the next generation.
Let me out of
What do I
here!
care about hope? I'll throw it in the trash if you just let me out of here.
Too bad.
You're all the embodiment of hope, whether you like it or not. And it's my destiny to knock you down one by one. It's sad, yes it is, but that reality just can't be avoided. Don't talk like you're not responsible. How long are you gonna make us keep going through this? What do you want from us?
How strange.
God, I'm so sick of people asking me that. Give it a rest already. So anyway, Kyoko, did I see you get some kind of key type object from Celeste? Oh shit.
Hey!
So, what's the deal with that? Yes, right to remain silent.
What?
Oh, what's the matter?
So then,
I'll answer your question if you answer mine.
you...
What did you do? What did you do to me?
Ooh.
What?
Hey,
Answer me. What did you do to my body? Huh?
Ooh. How exciting.
Oh man, jeez, oh man, jeez. What do you mean? What do I do? What did I do? I have no idea. I don't know anything about it. Shut up. What was that just now? The mastermind did something to Kyoko's body? What does that mean?
Hello.
Okay, things are getting kind of awkward. I think it's about time I just got out of here.
Well,
Meanwhile, you guys can go on and enjoy your school life. If you get lonely, give me a shout. Not that I'll do anything about it, of course.
see ya later.
Hoo-hoo-hoo. See ya! Monokuma disappeared, leaving us all depressed and in despair. Although it wasn't all despair, there was one small hope. Hey Kyoko, Monokuma already mentioned it, but what's that key Celeste gave you?
so...
Most likely, it's the key to one of the dressing room lockers.
Huh?
What? Then that means Celeste probably hid it in there.
Hey,
I suppose sometimes it's easy to miss what's right beneath your nose. Well then, we better go check.
Indeed.
Good idea. Well, we left the courtroom and rushed to the dressing room. As we approached the dressing room, Kyoko looked back at us and said,
Hey,
I'm going to go on alone from here. Everyone else head to the dining room. I'll check in with you later.
What?
Why exactly are you going alone?
so...
Do I even have to ask? Do you even have to ask? As she spoke, she glanced quickly at the surveillance camera.
Come on.
That's what I meant. Why you? That's not what I mean. Not why you. Damn. There's still a risk of a spy, you know. Triple dot. Then I'll go too.
What?
You? Please, let me go. Triple dot. Standing here arguing is just going to draw more attention to us.
Goodbye.
Do whatever you want. Thank you, Tagami. Well, thank him. And it's up to you now.
Yo!
I'm gonna go to the dining hall. Huh? So Makoto and Kyoko are going to go together? Man, you're thinking too much into it. Huh. Does that mean what I think it means?
Okay.
Good luck, Makoto. Girls like her are total pushovers when you show a little back. Man, shut the hell up. I tried to forget what Hina said. Everyone headed to the dining hall, leaving me and Kyoko there alone.
Shall we go?
Shall we? Yeah.
So
We
then,
need to get into that locker. Kyoko took the key Celeste had given her and locked the locker. And as the locker swung open, we saw. Good morning! It's been a while, hasn't it? It's safe. Thank goodness. I never hear Kyoko sound so relieved. It was like she was speaking from the bottom of her heart. I did just what Celeste asked. I didn't say a word. I stayed quiet the entire time. Oh, and I think I might be able to open the last set of files soon. Maybe as early as tomorrow? I'm doing my best, so please wait just a little while longer. So now we can officially say the case is closed. As far as the incident is concerned, sure, but can we take a second since we have the opportunity? I want you to be honest with me. Kyoko, please tell me, what are you trying to do all on your own here at the school? Is that why you wanted to come here with me?
However,
Regardless, that's not something you need to know right. I don't need to know. That just makes me even more worried.
what?
Worried? Like what happened during the investigation this time? You disappeared. We didn't see you again. Without warning, without explanation. When you do that,
Indeed.
it's only natural that you think I'm the mastermind spy, right? And you too. No. I believe in you.
What?
You believe in me? Isn't it obvious people believe in their friends, right? And that's why I want to believe in you. And I want you to believe in me too. Because we're friends. Sure, but I understand.
It's
Then
true.
maybe I can believe in you just a little bit more. Then,
That's fine.
fine, I'll tell you. I'll tell you why I've been I'll tell you why I've been disappearing and where I've been going. You see, what I heard from Kyoko then was, well, frankly, it's kind of blew my mind. Right after I told Kyoko I believed in her, she told me a story that was, well, almost unbelievable. I decided I have to confirm what she told me with my own two eyes, so I waited for nighttime to come. And when it did, I went into action. Triple dot.
Correct.
The boys' bathroom on the second floor doesn't have a surveillance camera or monitor in it. And the storage closet there, way in the back. She said it's way in the back of the boys' bathroom storage closet, but Kyoko, but could Kyoko really be right about this? Alright, let's go. Just a normal storage closet as far as I can tell. The secret Kyoko told me, could it really be hidden here? She said it's way in the back of the storage closet. But I mean seriously, without thinking, I placed my hand on the back of the storage closet. And suddenly, if I were being yanked in, oh shit, gashunk. At the same time I heard that sound, I fell through the wall. And I had no idea what was going on. Widow. I had fallen through the back of the storage closet. Huh? It turned out the back wall was like a revolving door. The back wall was like a revolving door, and I'd made my way to the other side. Just like Kyoko had said.
Correct.
In the boys' bathroom on the second floor, there's a storage closet. And way in the back of the closet, there's a secret room. Damn, so this is the secret room. And what is in here? Fuck. Alright, let's check. There's a bunch of files. All covered in dust. Looking at everything, one file in the air, but caught my eye. Hope's Peak Academy Student Registry. This is the only thing in here not covered in dust. Has someone been looking at it recently? I slipped the file into my hand. But before I had the chance to take a look at it, a slip of paper fell out of the file and I turned my attention to it. You must not leave. What's this? Whoa, what the fuck? You must not leave. That's kind of weird. I could understand if it said I can't leave, but you must not leave? Trouble out. What is this? My head feels funny. A strange sensation. It's like deja vu. Those words, you must not leave. I've seen them somewhere before, but I can't quite remember. What do I know? What don't I know? Hey! The fuck is that? Rey Mysterio? A strange sound rang out through my head. It felt like I was shaking my brain back and forth. And then, darkness. Damn, bro! I don't understand what's happening. I don't know what started it. It's all over. And with that, I opened my eyes. I didn't know how long it had been. Damn! Giga! Ow. Apparently something hit me and I lost consciousness. That's all I understood. The dull, throbbing pain in my head proved that much at least. Damn, bro, that's crazy. Damn. An empty bookshelf. Huh? Empty? Gone? It's all gone. The yearbooks, the student registry, and even the note that had fallen on the door. On the floor. Damn. It's all gone. What does this mean? But my brain refused to do any more work. The insistent pain in my head began to spread across the rest of my body. For now, I should go back to my room. Get some rest. My body was heavy with pain, my mind heavy with thought. I'm dragging myself back to my room. Somehow I made it back to the first floor of the school. The further I walk, the more I feel. Things are getting blurry. I can't see in front of me. I can't stop myself from collapsing right there. And after that, as if from a vast distance, I heard a sound. It was a faint but undeniable. That sound is coming from the gym. As I desperately hauled my shaky frame towards the gym, the sound got stronger and stronger. Karak duga. Gugunk buga. What's going on? It can't be nothing. Here in the gym? Alright, let's look. I didn't make a sound as I opened the door. I didn't make a sound as I opened the door to the gym. The sound coming from inside, meanwhile, only intensified that much more. Kacha, bakaya, hagagaga, haya, pakchin, baka, da 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 da, shashi da da da. Good God! Whoa! She had a tight ass. Before me, there raged a battle beyond anything humanly possible. Golly, this bitch turned into Goku. Look at that strong motherfucker. No, one side's not human, that's for sure, but regardless, I can't stop staring. I forgot to move or even breathe.
Why, you? What do you think you're doing?
Triple dot.
I asked you a question. What's the meaning of this? How dare you defy me? This wasn't part of the deal!
The deal?
I've made a decision. I will no longer retreat, no longer compromise, no longer regret. I've made my decision. I'm going to resist you.
Okay, but you do realize what will happen if you go through with this, right? You haven't forgotten, have you? What I'm holding hostage?
Hostage? Triple dot. What am I looking at? What am I hearing? A hostage? Then could it be the mastermind spy is... Yo! Oh, they're nutting on my screen again. The end. Golly! That's a lot of bodies. Bro! To be continued. Yo! What? So Sakura... Okay, yeah, definitely saving. So that's the end of the class trial. I kept going a little bit because I wanted to see a little bit more. I thought that it was going to end, but it ended up showing Sakura is actually the mastermind spy. And in the next episode, we're going to figure out what the fuck happened, bro. That shit is crazy. That is crazy. But yeah, in the next video, next Danganronpa video, we're going to figure out what the hell Sakura was doing. Who's got hostage, like, who, Monokuma has hostages? So, I don't know, we gotta figure it out. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. This is Penderbear 3005. Peace. I don't know why I paused like that.